Yeah, he did, and it's some of the action here from Kijo in that round. The solid jabs through the middle. There we see the uppercut, the unpredictability, straight right hands through the middle as well. And Ozdoev was waiting just a little bit too long, a little bit one-dimensional, predictable. Good lead hook there as well. And Kijo, who was having all the success there, big looping right hand, and that made Ozdoev definitely dip at the knees there. That was a big round, and you just got the feeling that
So stepping into the SK Arena is Juma Kijo, from the East African nation of Tanzania, preparing for his first contest outside of his homeland. Brings to the ring an 8-fight professional record.
7 побед, включая 3 победы нокаутом и только одно поражение. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 23 years old, standing 157 centimeters tall, weighing in at 61.2 kilograms. Professional record, 7 victories, including 3 wins coming by way of knockout and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Tanga, Tanzania, here is Juma Kijo. Его соперник в золотом углу. Боксеру 22 года, рост 174 сантиметра, вес 61,2 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 2 победы, включая победу нокаутом. Он призер чемпионата России среди молодежи из Санкт-Петербурга. Россия, приветствуйте! Тамерлан Оздоев! Рефери поединка Сергей Журкин.
No folded. Listen and follow my command. Good luck.
I think if you believe the tail of your eye, Spence, the disparity which was suggested on the tail of the tape isn't quite apparent.
Box.
More similar in height than the tail of the tape suggested they would be, as we are underway in this contest made 61.2 kilograms between boxers from Tanzania and Russia. The boxer wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold, who appears to be a little physically smaller, despite being similar in height, is Juma Kijo. 8 fights in his professional record, 7 wins, 3 inside the distance and 1 loss. He's shooting out a left jab, but then looking for a left hook right hand combination before being put on the end of a corkscrew left from Tamerlan Ozdoev. Both boxers looking for their range at mid-range.
Yep, Ozdoev trying to take the center of the ring straight away, keeping tight. But this is a good start here from Kijo, who's come out, not looking phased at all, letting the shots go, trying to match Ozdoev shot for shot. Ozdoev keeping nice and tight, stalking forward, looking to create those openings, and Kijo selecting to box and try and keep it at mid-range so he can get off with the shots of his own. Good body shot there from Kijo.
This contest scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Both men demonstrating nice movement in the pocket. Short left jab attempted to pierce the defenses, then a corkscrew left hand followed by a right, and then a combination of punches from the long armed Juma Kijo. Again, when you see the 2 men from the back, just get the impression, even though they both weighed in inside the 61.2 kilogram limit, just get the impression that Ozdoev appears to be maybe a weight class bigger, but acquitting himself very well behind an educated left jab. When he makes it at long range, Spence, it is taking a circuitous route back to the on-guard position. And will he look to explode with a counter right hand from those high-held gloves, Ozdoev? There's the left hook to the body that I mentioned is such a prominent shot in his armory.
Yep, Ozdoev looking to close the space, keeping those hands nice and tight. He wants to get into the pocket where he can get off with that trademark left hook. But Kijo boxing well here on the outside. Shot selection is good. He's mixing it up to body and head. Ozdoev trying to take control of this one, but not really stamped his authority in this opening round. He's stalking forward, but Kijo is conducting himself very well here. Good opening round here.
So 30 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Nice movement in the pocket once again from Kijo to bend and sway at the waist. Render Ozdoev shots inaccurate, and then look at that variety with looping punches, altogether more compact punches coming in response from Ozdoev, but Kijo continuing to tuck up effectively. There was a left hook off the back foot which landed from Ozdoev. Kijo drops down with a right hand to the body and then brings a right hand over the top on a downward trajectory with a high elbow. There's the same shot once again, but he was counted
from Kijo for me.
So the referee just reminding the boxers of the responsibility to keep their heads up and out, letting little range-finding shots go. At mid-range with bent elbows, Ozdoev, but then look at the heavy leather being launched downstairs by Kijo as he digs down with the right hand to the body once again. But there's the darting lead left hand followed by a range-finding right cross from Ozdoev. Both men going about seeking the same objectives differently, Spence, because they were just pitter-pat, feather-like punches from Ozdoev. There he sits down and gets a lot more leverage onto that combination of punches, Ozdoev.
Yep, Ozdoev, that's where he likes to be, in mid to short range, so he can get off with his shots. He's quite flat-footed. He likes his opponent to sit in the pocket, and Kijo stayed there a little bit too long then. Maybe he got a bit greedy. Ozdoev getting through with a body shot as well as he picked up a mark over that right eye, it looks like. But, you know, we were promised 50-50 fights tonight, and that's exactly what it looks like. We've got a great little contest here. Kijo having a good start, but Ozdoev trying to dig in, turn things around in this second round. Ozdoev, again, just looking to work on the inside, covers up well as well after. Kijo trying to come back with a response, but maybe guilty of taking too much time to come back.
Just beyond the halfway stage of this second round, double jab right cross attempted from Ozdoev. Kijo showing that he's not going to accept the clinch. Shrugging his man off there. He's looking for the big overhand right once again. That'll expend a lot of energy to spend swinging and missing like that twice in quick succession. Couldn't find a range on the booming overhand right that he launched.
Yep, he's really loading up with his shots here, Kijo. He fancies this one for sure.
Turn southpaw now has Kijo picked off by a right hand, and that's always a good antidote to the southpaw stance. Let's see how much success he enjoyed as a port-sided boxer. Left hand not too far away as he's continuing to persist as a lefty.
Let's see what he's getting success from the southpaw stance here, Kijo, as well, and he's switched back round to orthodox, trying to confuse Ozdoev. Ozdoev is a little confused. He doesn't know what to do here. He's now moving on the back foot, which tells you Kijo now is starting to grow in confidence.
But Ozdoev, even though he's on the back foot with these point-scoring jabs that he's putting together and loading up with big Hollywood singles through this passage of the round, his Kijo wasn't too far away with that left hand. There he goes for a left-right once again, then did land with a right uppercut. But he's been inaccurate with some of these flashy punches he's launched, whereas the accuracy has been altogether more on point from Ozdoev. Good two-shot salvo downstairs. A bit of a tardy exit from Juma Kijo's team in the black corner. Black and gold corners in IBA.PRO boxing rather than the traditional red and blue. Now operating as an orthodox boxer in the space of the ring. With Juma Kijo looking for the lead right hand. It's a good long corkscrew left to the body, but there you see inaccuracy again from the backhand of Kijo. Then the range-finding right jab just going over the head of Ozdoev. And in the meantime, Ozdoev scoring with a jab to the chest and then dropping down with a jab just above the belt line. They're point-scoring blows as both men go for big backhands. Kijo looking to keep the attack going and end that combination with a good left hook to the body.
Yep, Kijo, maybe the more wild of the two, but he's certainly firing away. Ozdoev is keeping nice and compact. Shot selection's good. Choosing to shoot through the middle. And Kijo looking to box, choosing to box on that outside. He's trying to find a range there with the jab. He's going to look to set up another looping right hand, and that one does fall short. Ozdoev knew it was coming, took half a step back. Good work there from Ozdoev, slipping on the inside. Kijo coming back with shots of his own. Great action here in this third round.
Stop! Step back. Box.
So approaching the halfway stage of round number 3. Just a quick glance to his corner with Juma Kijo. Oh, that's a nice left hook. He landed a right hand to the body just a few moments ago. There's the same shot once again. Two-shot response downstairs, followed by a swift right cross to the jaw from Ozdoev. But then look at Kijo respond and keep the body attack going. Did that hurt Ozdoev because he was backing up, just dropped his elbows a little bit, but continues to keep his shape nicely and seeking to remain correct. But a leaping left hook lands behind his right glove. There, Juma Kijo tries the same shot again, reminiscent of Olympic champion, the first two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Floyd Patterson. As the looping roundhouse right disrupts the boxing stance of Ozdoev, and he was looking for that shot throughout round number 2. He certainly found a range with it there, checking the chin of Ozdoev.
Ozdoev seems in a little bit of trouble here. He's disorganised, disorientated for sure. Kijo having success. Those looping shots, that unpredictability is working for Kijo here. You just never know where those shots are coming from, and he's throwing those right hands like he's bowling a cricket ball. And Ozdoev is really surprised by this. He can't work out where the shots are coming from. He can't get a foothold here. Short right hand, 2 right hands inside there from Kijo as well.
Big swing and a miss with the follow-up right. He's got to keep his shape and his composure, has Kijo, because he's got the man on unsteady legs for my money. He was hurt to the body, and then he had his senses scrambled by some booming shots to the jaw. And look at Ozdoev's keenness to fashion a clinch, just in an attempt to get his senses and coordination back together. Half hook, half uppercut from the left hand from Kijo gets through and causes Ozdoev to lose his boxing stance once again.
Yeah, he did, and some of the action here from Kijo in that round. The solid jabs through the middle. There we see the uppercut, the unpredictability, straight right hands through the middle as well. And Ozdoev was waiting just a little bit too long, a little bit one-dimensional, predictable. Good lead hook there as well from Kijo, who was having all the success there. Big looping right hand, and that made Ozdoev definitely dip at the knees there. That was a big round, and you just got the feeling that
Little late leaving the ring once again, but that time in, that delay to calling time in, probably helps Tamerlan Ozdoev, because he was made to look rather disorganized in the 3rd round. Into the 2nd half of a contest scheduled for 6. Thrusting jab to the body not too far away from Ozdoev. But look at Juma Kijo still going in search of that lancing long left to both body and head. Counter right uppercut attempted, but he was off the mark, as was the follow-up left. But when those shots land and he finds a target on the end of the punches, Spencer, they're loaded with leverage, and they made Ozdoev uncomfortable in round number 3.
Stop!
Yep.
Stop! No holding.
Ozdoev
Stop!
was taken by surprise for sure. In round 3, Kijo was doing so well, working the angles, the body, the head, the unpredictability was really working for him. And Ozdoev now, it's all down to him now to turn things around as Kijo again switches southpaw, and Ozdoev really doesn't know what this man's doing. Orthodox, southpaw, shot selection, all of it there. That was better there from Ozdoev. Let's see if he can build on that now. Triple jab was good, followed by the 1-2.
Juma, head up, Juma.
So approaching the halfway stage of this 4th round. Down to left hand from Kijo, catching him with the crook of his elbow. But the home fans trying to encourage the man from St. Petersburg. Tamerlan Ozdoev, the man in the white trimmed with gold. Now back as a southpaw boxer once again. Double jab right cross attempted by Tamerlan Ozdoev. Then drops down to the body, trying the right hand upstairs as Kijo persists in the southpaw stance. Left cross wasn't too far away down the middle from the man in the black trimmed with gold.
Yeah, it was only success out of this southpaw stance, isn't he, Kijo? He boxes well out of that, equally as good as he does out of the orthodox stance. And Ozdoev, I think, is taken a little bit by surprise as he tries to dig in, tries to turn the screw a little bit himself here, and he's going to need to. This is a closer round, but a good uppercut again there, Kijo.
Reaching for a right hand to the body before being countered by 2. Feather light shots upstairs. Kijo, and again, when he loses his shape like that, swinging and missing, that allows Ozdoev to respond like that, just pile up the points with a cluster of punches, but then Kijo answers with another long, swinging right hand.
Yeah, Kijo just doesn't want to be denied, does he? Ozdoev is having a better round here for sure. Good crunching left hook there to the body as well. That's where he's good, doubling it up to the head. That's good, but look at the response from Kijo, who just will not be denied.
Terrific response from Kijo. Body shot, and then a shot was straight into rabbit punch territory, and The two men exchanging a baleful glare once agrees at 61.2 kilograms. That's at around 135 pounds in old money. Juma Kijo dipped forward, lost his shape a little bit, and then was shoved up by Ozdoev. And again, losing his shape once again, turning his back on his opponent. This time it's Ozdoev stealing a glance for some words of advice beyond the ropes arena. But again, look at these little clusters that he puts together. Remember, for it to be a scoring shot, it's got to land with sufficient force, and during those big launches, that final right hand from Juma Kijo did get.
Yep, that's what you're talking about. The accuracy of Kijo on that final shot was the eye-catching shot, and he's trying to match here Ozdoev punch for punch. Ozdoev is the one with a higher output, but maybe not the eye-catching stuff. Was that a little wobble there from Ozdoev, and Kijo definitely sensed that.
And again, the shots from Kijo just seems to be discombobulating Ozdoev when they get through. There was a left hook which landed on his chin, and then there was almost a delayed reaction as he tottered backwards. Oftentimes it's the shots to the ear or the temple that can disrupt balance and equilibrium like that, but on a couple of occasions in this contest, Ozdoev seems to have had his senses scrambled in that type of manner, and his legs still don't look right to me here, Spencer. He looks to fashion another clinch.
Yep, look at the change in the pattern here. We got now Kijo firmly on the front foot. Ozdoev is the guy that likes to sit in the pocket. He's the guy that likes to get greedy, working the body and head, but he's happy to be walking away and giving up ground here at the moment. And Kijo will sense that. He fancies it, and it's just a change in the pattern of the contest. He lets another wild left uppercut go, and this is a good spell again here, Ron, from Kijo, who's getting good success.
So a minute remaining in the fifth round. Tucking up behind high-held gloves is Ozdoev, continuing to let out an active left jab, swinging and missing with the left hand as he left his feet once again was Kijo. And then look at that, pieced up with a jab to the head, then a left hook to the body, but then responds with a body combination of his own. Terrific two-way action. Look at that left hand to the body, and again from Ozdoev, who is biting down, battling through the discomfort and remaining competitive through this passage of the round.
Yep, he has to as well. He has to battle on here, because with 30 seconds to go, for me, Kijo has done the more eye-catching stuff, but Ozdoev trying to force it here in the final minute of the round. Will that be enough to catch the judge's eyes? It's certainly showing a lot of character here, Ozdoev. Look at Kijo trying to match him punch for punch. Look what it means to him.
Both boxers testing the abdominals and the condition of their opponent during that furious two-way exchange to the body. The fifth round in the book. And what was a... Well, that's not it, is it? Have I got my numbers wrong, Spence? I think we've got 3 minutes remaining. Be in the balance. Referee Mr. Sergei Zherkin bringing both men together and insisting on a touch of gloves. And the hostility that existed between them has been replaced by respect, because they've tested the wills of one another here, and they are still in there pitching with 3 minutes remaining.
Yep, ultimate gladiatorial, this one, and no matter how much you dislike your opponent going in, you gain that respect, because it's a moment that only you two share. Both these guys were hoping that moment had ended 3 minutes ago. Unfortunately for them both, they've got another 3 minutes to go. For me, Ozdoev has got a lot to do here, because Kijo has been very, very impressive in those first 5 rounds, and for me, will be just slightly in front, but Ozdoev there trying to fight down.
Again, it's a big left hook in response from Kijo, in response to those pitter-pat combination punches from Ozdoev. There he scored with the left jab, and the counter right hand missed, and then 2 jabs followed by a right hand. Just caused Kijo to back up a little bit. He's putting everything seemingly behind every shot. Good right hook to the body landed by Kijo. Left hook through the middle, but Ozdoev with the greater volume through this first half of the final round.
Yep, Ozdoev really trying to get the show real finish here. He's biting down, pushing forward. Kijo, to his credit, trying to come back. That short right hand went through the middle there as well. Kijo took that shot well.
But then look at that, Spencer. How many shots is that without reply from Ozdoev as Kijo tries to answer? And for my money, in the rounds where Ozdoev has had his success, it has been greater volume with shots that aren't necessarily powerful, but they're constant and they're accurate. And when Kijo has had his success, it's been more eye-catching with heavier leather from both hands.
Yep, going to be interesting to see what way this one goes. Subjective scoring, what you like. Do you like the heavier hands of Kijo, or do you like the consistency of Ozdoev?
And Ozdoev showing that consistency here in round number 6. He's been the busier, far more accurate boxer. By far, left uppercut not too far away through the middle from Kijo. But look at that trip hammer of a left jab, followed by right hand as Kijo rendered inaccurate once again. And in the meantime, he's fed another two-piece combination from that lead stick.
Yep, clearest round of the contest here from Ozdoev, who's worked so well to body and head. The output has been fantastic. Kijo just seems to have slowed down a little, maybe put a little bit too much in those first 5 rounds. They've blown a gasket somewhat, and this is a good finish to Ozdoev. But will it be enough to get in the contest? I'll tell you something, it's close.
It is most certainly that, as a right uppercut gets through underneath from Kijo. Ozdoev just looking to tie his man up, and another sneaky right hand landed from Kijo. Ozdoev looking to bob and weave in the pocket. Closing seconds of what has been an utterly absorbing affair here at the SK Arena. Big left hand over the top from Kijo just causes Ozdoev to wilt, and Kijo pounds it with a terrific back.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the end of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Судья номер 1 и номер 2 одинаково оценили этот поединок 57-56. Judges 1 and 2 are in agreement, scoring the same 57-56. И судья номер 3, Judge 3, 58-56. 58-56. Таким образом, единогласным решением судей победу одержал all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Tamerlan Ozdoev.
So Tamerlan Ozdoev declared a unanimous point decision victor over Juma Kijo. But the man from Tanzania put forth a terrific battle in a contest that was filled with plenty of back and forth two-way action. Personally,
hard bite down on his golden shield, show character in there. And whatever way you went, like we said, it was subjective scoring, what you really liked. And what I do like is the fact that these hometown fighters are getting stiff opposition in front of them. They're bringing it and they're coming to win. And those opening 3 contests have been absolutely fantastic.
and again, that is part of the ethos that IBA.PRO shows put forward. Very few, without wishing to be unkind, but we're using boxing parlance to run a boxing stage, but very few tomato cans being offered up to the home fighters on these IBA.PRO stages. No matter what your amateur credentials or credentials in the 3-round format, you are going to be tested against hungry, competitive fighters from all over the world. So it's proving tonight, Tamerlan Ozdoev having to dig deep to remain undefeated on the IBA.PRO stage. Yeah, wonderful to see that respect between